Hey, travelers, how's it going today? We took a trip to Las Vegas. We took a couples trip to Las Vegas. Me and Krista went. And so I figured that I would go through all of the expenses, all of the hacks that we've used to try to minimize this trip as much as possible. I don't know if y'all watched the vlog about it, but we set a budget of $1,000 for this trip. And well, you have to watch it, I guess, if y'all want to know if we stayed under budget. I guess by the end of this live stream, you'll find out. But there were a ton of cool things that we did so that we could stay near the budget, keeping y'all a little in the dark, a little mysterious today. So, what we have, first of all, is we took this trip to Las Vegas. And the first expense that you see on the video is our airfare. The airfare was $575. Now, we were flying out of our hometown of Lafayette, Louisiana, and it takes a bunch of connecting flights to be able to do that. You got to take we have a small airport, right? So you got to take that connecting flight out. And so one hack, this is probably the biggest hack. God, I hate to give away the secret right at the top of the show, but we're going to do that today with you guys. Can y'all hear me? Hopefully y'all can hear me. I got the new microphone thing going on here. Does this look fancy? But the hack that we have is that this was actually a work trip for Krista. She had a conference thing that she was doing. And so I shouldn't say a lot of, some of her expenses were all taken care of for us. So her flight, we did not have to pay for because the company took care of, the school board took care of that because she's a teacher. And so that eliminated a huge cost right there for us. And so she got to talking with everyone at work and they were like, if my husband buys a ticket, can he come along and just hang out? And they were like, yeah, sure. There's a couple of other teachers who were doing the exact same thing. So I was like, oh, I'm definitely taking advantage of this. I'd never been to Las Vegas before. So I was super excited about this. So the airfare was just the cost of my ticket that I had to pay, which was the $575. So flying out of Lafayette for two people would have busted our budget right there because that would have been over $1,100. So if you can make the trip a work trip, that's always going to save you money. Now, if we were not going to fly out of Lafayette because we had to pay for it in full, we definitely would have taken a flight out of New Orleans probably. So what you have to factor in there is your cost to drive. That's about a 2.5-hour drive for us. Maybe like a half a tank of gas. Gas prices these days, it might be a little more expensive. But we did this trip back in 2015. And so gas prices weren't as high as they are now. And so you'd have to factor in that because you never know what's going to go on politically. Because right now we're trying to plan our summer trip for this year, for 2022. And man, gas prices, that's going to be a huge factor for us if we can actually make the entire trip happen. We've got this huge trip that we've already started booking. So hopefully we're able to make something out of that. Hey, Kevin, how's it going? How you doing? Good to see you from Lakeland, Florida. So we have that. That was the major first expense, was the airfare, right? You got to be able to get to where you want to go. Then from there, I got some notes right here. Let me get with my notes if I can read it. Next thing we had to do was take the shuttle, right? You got to be able to get from the airport to the place where you're going to stay, in which we stayed at Caesar's Palace for this trip. And the shuttle in Las Vegas, actually fairly inexpensive. It was only $15 to get us from here to there. You could have taken an Uber if you wanted to go something a little bit faster, or if you wanted something a little more personalized. But we just, at that point, we had just gotten out of debt. We'd just paid off all of our debts. We were still trying to minimize our expenditures as much as we could. And so we just took the shuttle that was there. Then we needed to get a bite to eat because we've been flying all day, waiting for connecting flights and all that type of stuff. And so we got in our hotel room, we dropped all of our bags and everything. We were like, okay, we need to go and eat. So we got some food at the Gordon Ramsay pub that's in the Caesar's Palace Hotel, and that, I'm gonna put this in quotes, it cost us $25.22. So I added this cost in here, and I didn't add Krista's airfare in here because uh, being that this was a work trip, they gave Krista a per diem every day to spend on things like food and entertainment and that type of stuff. So we were paying cash for a lot of this stuff, and I kept the receipts. But this technically didn't come out of our pocket, but I still included it in the budget because I wanted to incorporate all of the expenses that we actually incurred, including the money from the per diem. So, and I wanted to give you guys a good idea of how much like food and that type of stuff cost in Vegas. So, we spent $25.22. We're not big drinkers or anything, so there's no alcohol added to that. It was mainly just the food that we ate, which if I remember correctly, we had like burgers and fries type of stuff. It was actually really good too. If you're ever in Vegas, go and check out the Gordon Ramsay pub at Caesar's Palace. It was really, really good. So we needed something to do for that night, right? Like you're in Vegas, first night there, you're probably a little, tired from flying and whatnot. Let's go and have some fun. And so we decided to have a fun time of just walking around the city, kind of getting a feel for the strip and where everything is and all that type of stuff. And we wanted to explore the casinos. So we decided that we were just going to take $1 for to put into a slot machine at every single hotel or casino that we went to. And so we had fun, the little bit of gambling that we did, taking that dollar, and I think we went to 12 different casinos. And so we played $1. And that was a fun night of, you spend less on a movie theater ticket doing that. So we had a lot of fun just seeing how far $12 could get us. We really got to connect together as a couple again because we were just having fun, and it was a good time. I really enjoyed that. As you saw too, during the escapades of going to all the different casinos and whatnot, we also stopped and got some ice cream, which was $9.54 because you can't go on a trip without ice cream, right? If you watch any of our travel vlogs, y'all will see how much ice cream we eat, especially whenever we're going for like a long trip with kids. A way to get kids to kind of do things, just to, be like, okay, we're going to go on a hike. We'll get some ice cream afterwards. And they're like, okay, let's do it. Little hack for you guys right there. Also, we saw a musician along the way. We like to, if somebody's playing some music for us, we did this in Seattle as well. We'll throw, a dollar or some coins or whatever into their bucket or whatever, just for their street performance. And so that cost 50 cents. So ice cream and music, we spent literally like $10, $10.04 on that. Then that night, we met up with some fellow YouTubers who they used to live in the area. Now they've moved elsewhere. But we met up with them and we had dinner with them and their daughter, the Hey Good House. We had a great time with them. We spent $38.43 on dinner. If I'm not mistaken, I believe we shared a dinner and then we also got dessert, because I think dessert is what messed me up the next day, which we'll get into in just a minute. But the dessert was some kind of like ice cream cookie dough deliciousness frosty. I don't remember like exactly what it was. You can go back and watch the video, but it was amazing. Not amazing for the body though, because the next day I woke up, and y'all didn't see this in the cost of travel video with the vlog where I document all the prices. You have to go back to the older vlogs from 2015. But there was a day that I woke up and I was getting ready to go, and my stomach was like a little tense, a little in knots and whatnot. I remember specifically being in the Caesar's Palace Hotel, and I pressed the button on the elevator, and I was like, oh, something's not right. But I was going to meet up with my friend Chris, who has a podcast, and I was on his podcast, and another guy, a friend that he had named Jacob, that was still in Las Vegas. He actually makes YouTube videos as well. And we were in the car because he picked me up and we were going to go eat somewhere. And I turned him in. I said, he stopped to get out and to get gas, maybe, or something. And I remember vlogging this very specifically. I was in his car and I was like, oh, guys, I do not feel good. And I'm trying to remember if I passed out. No, I felt like I was going to pass out. And then I actually had an accident in my pants. We'll say it that way. Um, because things just were not right with my body. It was nasty. And so we ended up actually, he got me something to eat or drink. I felt a lot better after that. I think I needed to eat something healthy. We went and I went to the bathroom and took care of some things. And then we sat down at the table and I ordered like some fruit and some food and all kind of stuff. And I was scarfing it down. And I was like, oh man, I definitely feel a lot better, but I definitely need to do some resting. So the entire second day that we were in Las Vegas, I had to rest. And it was kind of a bummer, but although it was kind of nice after having the long day of travel and whatnot to just kind of sit down and do nothing. Um, but it just killed one of our days while we're there. Hey, Nicole, how's it going? We love the how much videos. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. Do you like the ones where it's me just talking to you guys about it? Or do you like the vlogs where I'm like showing you guys the prices of everything that we spent? Let me know which ones you like. So that night, me and Krista literally just sat in bed. I think we watched some stuff on the internet, some videos, just let myself recover. And I think it was from that ice cream thing that we ate at Serendipity the night before. It was either because that had a ton of sugar and stuff and it just was not good for you. Or it could have also been the weather because it's a very, very different weather in Las Vegas than it is here in Louisiana. Here in Louisiana, it is super humid, like there's moisture in the air, so you're constantly getting fluids and whatnot. And in Vegas, it's pretty dry because you're in the desert. And so um, because of that, you you don't retain all that water. By the way, I just put Nicole's comment right there. Thank you so much. Glad you're liking the how-to video or the how much videos. Appreciate you watching. Um, so that is my suspicion as to why I think I started to not feel good. Because the next day I woke up and I was like, let's go do Las Vegas. Let's go have some fun. So if y'all notice, throughout the day, I was by myself. And that's because Krista had her conference that she was going to. And then after that was over, we would kind of meet up for the day. We like both. The lives give us a chance to ask questions. Great. Well, I'm here. I'm here for you guys to ask questions. Please let your questions be heard down in the comments below so that I can help you guys out the best way that I can. So I got up the next day. I had to get the vlog uploaded because back then I was a daily vlogger. And so I did the daily grind of pumping out a video every day. So I went down to, there's like a mall area underneath Caesar's Palace, and I tapped into Apple's Wi-Fi that they had on my laptop. And so I was able to get the vlog uploaded there. But then after that, I was like, all right, let's go do Vegas. I went and put up my computer and I remember getting some water. I stopped to get some water to just get me going for the day, make me feel good and all that type of stuff. Although I gotta say that Vegas has those water dispenser things where you put your bottle underneath and the water can go into there. Those things are a great way to save some money if you like to drink water and you need water while you're out there, which I would definitely recommend because you might get dehydrated like I possibly might have. But I spent $2 on some water right there to make sure that I stayed hydrated. Now, the fun, I wanted to do some fun things to do on this trip. And so some of the fun things that I had planned are to do the zip line down Fremont Street. That looks super fun. There was some kind of thing off the stratosphere where you like jump down like a bungee jump type of thing. I actually didn't do it because it was so expensive. And I was like, okay, the zip line is just so much easier to do. And so it didn't cost as much. So if you go down to Fremont Street, One probably thing that I should have bought sooner. So this is something that you should buy, which I'm going to recommend, is the bus pass. So to get down to Fremont Street, I actually walked that entire way from Caesar's Palace, which was quite a long walk. I really don't know how long it took me, but it was my legs were like killing me whenever I was done. And so I decided to get the bus pass on the way back. And the bus pass is super cheap. I wish I would have got it from the beginning and I would have been able to experience more of Las Vegas. Although I got to say that I passed by like the pawn shop that the Pawn Stars guys operate in Las Vegas. So I got to like see that. And there was a cool Las Vegas sign that you got to see down there. I got to see the stratosphere and like all the buildings, some of the construction going on. So it was kind of good to have my feet on the ground while I was there. I just kind of wish that I had picked up on the bus pass a little bit sooner. By the way, if you're new here, I'd love it if you subscribed or followed the channel. If you guys are interested in travel and you want to know how much things cost, that's kind of the thing that we do. We usually have our kids with us, but for this trip, we did a couples trip. So if you're not subscribed or you haven't followed us on Facebook or Instagram, YouTube, whatever, I definitely appreciate that. And also the thumbs ups are appreciated as well. But that zip line that I did down Fremont Street only cost $40. Now, one thing about ziplining, ziplining then, I should say, is that I didn't have a GoPro. And I wish I would have had a GoPro for that because I could have attached it to the helmets that they had and I could have gotten footage of me actually going down the zip line, which is something that I wanted. Instead, it was at the time a G7X, and I had a wrist strap on there, and they weren't allowing that. Although at the end of the line after I got off the zip line, they said, "Oh, you had a wrist strap on there. You probably could have taken that." And I was like, "Ugh." So that was my experience doing the zip line down Fremont Street. And then I kind of just roamed around, saw some of the musicians and whatnot, all the things going on down Fremont Street. And then you saw me pick up some strawberries. I actually ate that for lunch. That was my lunch. I usually don't eat that much for lunch, but I think from all the walking that I did, that I needed to eat something. And so I decided to pick up that whole container of strawberries. And then I decided to get the bus pass. By the way, the strawberries were $5, $4.99, $5. And then we had the bus pass, which was only $8 for the entire day. So I definitely should have done that sooner so that I could have spent more time in Vegas. Okay, now the next thing that I did is I went to this is another fun attraction that you can do while you're in Vegas, especially if you like roller coasters. So in the Circus Hotel, there's something called the Astrodome. It's like a little amusement park inside the hotel. They have two awesome roller coasters there. El Loco is definitely better than the Canyon Blaster, but they're definitely both worth riding. They also have like some of those 3D movie type of rides, a motion simulator type of things. They have a whole bunch of like smaller thrill rides, the wheel that spins around and you're riding around in it and whatnot. So that was super fun. The cool thing is you could either pay one price to do everything in the park and do whatever you want to do, or you could pay by the ride that you ride. They had like a little kiosk in between each different at each different like attraction or coaster or whatever. And so all you had to do was put in the money that you want for whatever attraction it was. And that worked well. I spent $24 to ride some coasters and have some fun. Definitely recommend that you guys do that if you just want to ride like specific things. So I spent $24 on that. By the way, if you guys aren't subscribed to our newsletter, lanevids.com/newsletter will take you there. Every time I go live, I put out an email blast to you guys to let y'all know so you guys can get the email saying, "Hey, I'm live. Come on, let's do this thing." And so definitely recommend that you guys subscribe to that if you guys are liking what we're doing here and you're finding a ton of value here. So after riding coasters, I took the bus back down to Caesar's Palace. By the way, we'll get to how much Caesar's Palace cost in a minute. That's one of the later expenses that I have written down here. But we had to buy Krista a bus pass because she wanted to be able to go do some things. She was at the convention center for her work deal and whatnot. And so she didn't need the bus pass. So we spent another $8 to be able to get her around a little bit easier and so we wouldn't have to walk. And she had been walking all day at the convention and all that type of stuff. So we went and found some dinner. We went to the Venetian, no, Monterey Bay. That's where we went. We went to Monterey Bay and we found Wolfgang Puck's. I think the restaurant. That's what it's called. That's where you go and eat dinner. The restaurant was called Lupe, I believe, and we actually kind of went a little all out on this one because we um, we had the money from her per diem to be able to spend on that. And we spent $55.54, which is for a meal of for two people. That was our nice meal out while we were in Vegas, and we had a great meal there. We got a chance to just talk and discuss business and discuss her conference and all that type of stuff. So that was really, really fantastic. Then we kind of got out and we started just exploring the strip a little bit more, seeing what we could do. We wanted to go and see the Blue Man Group or some kind of show. We really wanted to go and like see a show, but I think because we lost a day while we were in Vegas, we lost. We didn't have enough time and whatnot to do all that, and because I got sick and whatnot, so. We thought about going to see the Blue Man Group because I think they were playing this night that we were just kind of roaming around, but the tickets were just I had a hard time since we had just gotten out, like we had just less than a year paid off all of our debts, doing the Dave Ramsey Total Money Makeover. We did not want to blow the budget. We did not want to spend a whole bunch of money. And so we didn't go see the Blue Man Group. We actually didn't go. Actually, a hack that I have for you guys. Y'all ready for this? If you're in Vegas, pretty much every single hotel has some kind of show that you can watch. So if you wanted to, you could go from hotel to hotel to hotel to hotel just watching the shows, which is something that I kind of incorporated into the video, although I didn't make it as predominant as I did with the gambling type of thing that we did where we put $1 in every casino that we went into. But like at Circus, I showed you guys that acrobat show. That was totally free. It was just I was walking through and the show was going on. At Caesar's Palace, they have like this animatronic type of show that you can watch, about the gods and all that type of stuff. So that was a good one. And then there was also the Bellagio. The Bellagio has their fountains outside, and you can watch that from many different aspects of Las Vegas. But that's kind of one of the cool like water ones that's out there. And again, it's free because it's an outdoor show. That's one that I showed in the video towards the end. I believe I showed you all the fountains going and whatnot. And if you watch the original vlogs back from 2015, we definitely, I remember showing all of the Bellagio fountains and whatnot. So that's just, and every hotel has their own thing. You just got to kind of go and research. I remember walking through one hotel. I feel like I saw like volcanoes and that type of thing going on. So I don't even remember what it was, but every hotel definitely has some kind of show that you can watch. Now, along with walking around and whatnot, we found the Rainforest Cafe. We were thinking about eating there, but we decided to do the Wolfgang Puck. But we wanted to get something for our kids to bring home since we were going to be gone for, this 3-4 days or whatever. We wanted to have something just to have for them to thank you for letting us go and do this type of thing. Thank you for being good for Mimi, right? Because Mimi was our babysitter. Mimi is my mom, by the way. And so we spent $20 on like a little train toy for Jacques and $15 on a lunchbox, or those might be flipped. I think the lunchbox was 20 and the train toy was 15. But regardless, we spent about $35 on something for the kids, which was good. And then we had to fly back. Oh, wait, the hotel. I didn't go over the hotel. So this is another great hack for you guys. If you want to stay in a hotel, I'm going to recommend. We did the Dave Ramsey Total Money Makeover. We know about debt. We understand credit cards, all that type of stuff. But if you are religious in paying off your entire credit card every single month, then you can do travel hacking, which is a way that you can get a bulk of travel points. You can get these hotel cards, and they give you this huge sign up bonus, and you can use those points to be able to pay for your hotel. We use this all the time because we have a Marriott card, a Marriott Bonvoy card that we put our everyday expenses on. And every year we rack up so many points that we can use for our big trips that we take. Now, me saying that, for this Las Vegas trip is not how we did our hotel. As I mentioned earlier, this trip was a work trip for Krista. And so her work, which is she's a teacher, she's in the school board, paid for the hotel that we could stay in. And because it was a bigger hotel room, whatever, there's enough room for me to sleep there and whatnot, king size bed and all that mess. So it was the perfect hotel room. And I remember showing in the video, we got like one of the corner rooms on the side of the hotel. And so it actually had like a partition between the bed and the living area, which was even more perfect for us because I usually edit at night, and she could be able to go into the bed and sleep without having the light bother her and whatnot. So that worked out extremely well for us. But if I had to do Vegas and I had to pay for the hotel, I don't have my wallet on me, but I've got cards, and those cards give me travel points for hotels that let me be able to stay in hotels on points. And that is one of the best ways that you guys can save. And so whenever we take road trips, one thing that we try to do to break up the trips is to make a stop at a hotel, and then we'll stay a night in the hotel. That's on points. And then we'll get further into the trip where we need to go. That's usually an Airbnb, and we'll just pay for that out of pocket. But we like Airbnbs because you just get so much more room and amenities and all that type of stuff. If y'all watched our previous how much it costs videos, we stayed at an Airbnb for the first time in Nashville back in 2015. That was 2015. Yeah, whenever we did our Dave Ramsey Scream. And that was an incredible experience. Definitely recommend that you guys go back and watch that live stream to see all of the benefits that we got out of staying in an Airbnb. I can highly recommend that. I love Airbnbs. So whenever we were coming home, we had to get some lunch while we were in the airport. And so we just found I think we shared a sandwich, if I'm not mistaken. And that cost us $13.83 for just to get us a little bit of lunch in us. And breakfast, I believe for most of the trip. Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember now. We either brought breakfast. No, Krista had breakfast taken care of because of her conference thing, and I would just eat like snack type stuff. Like I think they had some muffins, complimentary muffins down in the hotel, so I'd get stuff like that. And then for the airport, whenever we were at the airport and we got home, we had to pay for parking because we had to leave our car at the airport. One way we could have minimized this, although it existed, but not here in Lafayette. You could take an Uber to go from airport to wherever you need to go, but I think that parking might be cheaper. I'm not 100% sure on this. I need to do some more investigation, but we spent $31.50 on parking for I think it was 4 nights. It was 3 or 4 nights that we had to stay there. So that made the end of how much did we spend? Did you guys add it up? You got to go and watch the video, I guess. I forgot to put a total on the front of this envelope. Usually whenever I'm keeping my receipts, I write where we went, Vegas, and then I usually write the total right there, but I didn't for whatever on this one. Now, I had a couple of things that I wrote down here that I wanted to make sure that I covered. One was that this was a work trip for Krista, so her flight did not cost anything, which was fantastic. The hotel, again, covered, but I also wanted to make sure that I talked to you guys about the travel hacking that we do. In fact, I should go get the cards. Hang on, give me just a second. I'm right over here. I'm going to go get my cards because I want to show you guys how we do this travel hacking stuff, because this has been a game changer for us whenever it comes to cutting costs. I'm going to go through the cards that we use. I have my wallet right here to discuss that. Then the free show at every hotel. I wanted to make sure that I covered that. Please let me know if y'all have any questions about anything, about how we saved money, or how we've gotten out of debt or how we've done this trip at a certain cost, let me know down in the comments below. I'm here to help you guys so that you guys can travel. Parker asked, let's see. He asked that, which I'm gonna get to in just a second. Okay. Don't walk to Fremont Street. Yeah, that was one of the tips that I had for you guys. Don't walk it. Make sure to bus it. So Parker asked, did you gamble at Vegas or ride the coasters there? I'm wondering from an enthusiast perspective, was the coasters any good? Okay, so I already covered this because we went to Circus and we went to the Astrodome that's in there, and I rode the El Loco roller coaster and the Canyon Blaster. They're both very fun roller coasters, but I have to say that El Loco is the one that you definitely want to ride. If you're going to Vegas and you want to ride one in the Astrodome, El Loco is better than the Canyon Blaster, in my opinion. It's just a little bit more intense. I wanted to ride the New York, and there was another roller coaster that I remember seeing outside that I wanted to ride, but unfortunately, I did not get to ride those. And so it looks like I'm going to have to make another trip to Vegas, right? As far as gambling, we are not huge gamblers, but if you watch the vlog, there was a point where we just took $1 and put it into one slot machine at every casino that we went to. And that was just like a fun little thing to do, just to kind of have some fun in Vegas gambling, not spend a lot of money, but still pass a good time with my wife. So we did that, and that was a ton of fun. Let's see. The last thing that I had that I wanted to, oh yeah, was the sick day thing. The day that I wasn't feeling sick. And Nicole says, awesome. Yes, it was awesome. We had a great time, except for the day that I got sick. So, and like I said, I think that was either from the weather, me not being able to handle the weather of Las Vegas, it being dry and very non-humid. I guess that's the same thing. There's not a lot of water in the air, so make sure that you bring water. It's either that or it was from that super sweet ice cream thing that I ate the night before, because that thing definitely can put a hurting on you. By the way, if you guys are not subscribed to the newsletter, would definitely love it if you guys did that. Like I said, it only goes out usually whenever I am about to go live. I send you guys a notification before, so if you don't want to miss a live stream, definitely make sure to sign up for that. And also, those thumbs ups are always appreciated. If you guys could hook that up for me, I love it when you guys thumb up these videos, and we're able to hopefully get this out to more people so that they can travel either with husband and wife, spouse, your friends, your partner, or with your kids. Be able to take them out there and be able to experience the world that is out there. That is our purpose here, is to be able to get you guys out there and doing things. Let's see. This one, Parker also says, also used to get the elevation and the desert air. Bring a humidifier if you need to. That is a good idea, Parker. I got to say, I never thought about the elevation changes because, again, down here in Louisiana, one day I asked Google how far we are from sea level. Down here in Louisiana, in Lafayette, we are 30 feet from the sea level. So we're like down below. And so if you are going to some of these higher elevation, but although I got to say, whenever y'all are going to see this coming soon, if y'all keep watching, we went to the Rocky Mountains, and that didn't really affect me as much as Vegas did. So I don't know if it had something to do with the dry air or what, or maybe the heat. But definitely, I have heard of that elevation sickness before. So it's something that you need to be careful of so that you don't get sick while you're out there. And bringing a humidifier is a great thing that you can do if you have room for it. I'd be curious to know if like hotels can offer their guest humidifiers. I've never asked for one before. I've never really had the need to, but that would be interesting. I need to test that one day to see if hotels offer humidifiers to their guests. So that's all the cost right there. If I remember correctly, we did this for under the $1,000 budget that we set. I believe it was 900 and something. I can't remember the exact total on it. But if you, let me go over these cards now with you guys. So the way that we save money on hotels, as y'all know, we've gotten out of debt. I documented the whole thing on the channel here about how we paid off $70,000 worth of debt. And so I do not condone you staying in debt. I recommend, if you're going to use credit cards, to use them smartly, especially for travel, so that you can get these points so that you don't have to pay for things like hotels and some airfares and rental cars. There's many different ways that you can use that. So, our day-to-day card that I use is this one right here. It's the Marriott Bonvoy card. And this thing is a rock star. If you like Marriott hotels, any hotel in the Marriott family, I definitely recommend this card right here. I can't remember if I have a link below in this video that's an affiliate link if you guys want to sign up for any of these cards. Sometimes I think it's lanevids.com/credit card or travel points or card or credit, or just go to lanevids.com. Right on the top up above here, there's like a little thing that says credit cards maybe, or how we travel or something like that. Now, being that I make YouTube videos and all this type of stuff, I have a business too. So I have another card that I use mainly for business expenses. And I was actually in 2018, I was talking to a guy named Dave he has a YouTube channel called Wise Flies. And he knew that I was getting into travel stuff, and I hadn't quite figured out this whole points thing yet. And that was his game, is figuring out the travel point stuff. And so he was always using this card right here. It's the Sapphire card, Sapphire Preferred card. And this card is great because not only does it do hotels, but you can also get airfare through it. You can get rental cars, and you can get, I wouldn't call them Airbnbs, but you can get accommodations that you won't find uh, on usual credit cards, because mainly like this one's only for Marriott's. I've got another one in here. This one right here, IHG. This is only for IHG properties, which is we mainly use for Holiday Inn type stuff. And so this one gives you a lot more flexibility with where you can stay and how you can use it. And I think like each point is worth like a cent or something. But they add up over time, especially whenever they do these bonus types of things. And so I just use this as kind of an everyday business expense card for me. And by the time a year rolls around, we're ready to take a huge giant road trip type of thing. We have plenty of places that we can stay. One thing, our goal is to go to all 50 states. And so we got to figure out how to get to Hawaii, right? We got to save some airline points for that. So that's definitely one of the cards that I can recommend if you just want to have more variety with what you can do. There's a certain hotel chain that you like, these cards are great. The IHG or the Marriott, or even this one right here. This is a Hilton one right here, the Hilton Honors. We used this back in 2020 whenever we went to Florida, and we stopped in Gainesville for a few days on the way there and back. And actually, I really like Hilton hotels because of their pool. They're the only hotel brand that I know of that uses a saltwater pool as opposed to a chlorinated pool. So if you're looking for that, I can definitely recommend the Hiltons for that aspect. This one we actually haven't used yet. We're probably going to use it soon. It's probably one of our newer cards, if I'm not mistaken. And that is for a Hyatt. We have this World of Hyatt card right here. So we've already met the maximum spend on there. And we already have the bulk points that they give you whenever you meet that maximum spend. By the way, usually the maximum spend that you have to use, depending on the card, it's anywhere between like $1,000 and $3,000 to $5,000. So in 3 months or something like that, you just have to meet those spends. I recommend that you pay off the card. Otherwise, it's not worth it for you to be able to do it. And it's just a great way to, like I say, get these hotel free. Let's see. We have Nicole asks, they have annual fees. Yes, some of them do, but here's the big thing. This is the reason why I still do that. The annual fee on this Marriott card right here, for example, is $95. With that, every year you get an additional complimentary hotel stay that's worth up to 35,000 points. So, just to put this into perspective for you guys, we can usually stay 2 nights in a hotel for about 12 to 15,000 points. If we're looking in kind of the outskirts, smaller cities, not the fanciest hotel, right? And so having one stay with 35,000 points, that's like a nice stay in a hotel. You're not doing the $100 Best Western type of room there, right? Like Marriott offers that type of stuff, but you're getting like a really nice room for a night. And so that's why I am fine paying that $95 annual fee, because I'm basically getting a really nice hotel room that definitely cost more than $95 for $95, right? And I know that their plan, their ploy on this is that you're going to stay more than one night in that hotel, right? Like they usually, whenever you go to a hotel, you're going to stay 3 or 4 nights, but you've got points. You can pay for those. You can use that certificate that they give you every year to be able to stay in that nice hotel. Or you can do another thing that we do, is we use hotels as a stopping point in between the bigger travel. Like this coming summer, this is a sneak peek for all you guys staying around for so long. The sneak peek, y'all ready for it? Hit that thumbs up button if y'all want to see that sneak peek. Come on, let me see them thumbs up on this video. So the sneak peek. So we're planning, we want to go north this summer. Thumbs up, right? Hey. We want to go north this summer. And we have some friends way up north, and we need to go through Illinois. Obviously, we're down here in Louisiana, and we're meeting up with some family at one point, and then we're going to stop for a point where we got an Airbnb. But going from this Airbnb to the next Airbnb, we're just going to get a hotel for a night, and we're going to be in Springfield, Illinois. And I was like, oh, I bet there's some fun things to do there, some free things maybe. I got out my national parks map right here that I got whenever we bought our passport. And look, right here, Springfield. I don't know if y'all can see that. Where is it? Right there. It says Lincoln Home National Historic Site. So that's definitely something free that we can do since we're just spending one day there. We don't really want to go all out, but it's also all about Lincoln. And so I'm sure that they have some kind of museum or something like that about Abraham Lincoln. So not only is it a fun thing to do, a stop that we can do while we're out there, there's free things to do there. And we have a nice hotel stay that we can utilize right there if we want to. So I'm very excited about that. Oh, what did Matt say? Matt, new subscriber here. Yeah! Thank you so much, Matt, for hitting that subscribe button. Hopefully you love all of our videos and you watch them all and you watch them all the way to the end. That's the biggest thing on YouTube, if you guys don't know. Watching a video all the way to the end makes such a big difference for the creators. Can you get free airfares with Marriott card, or is it only for hotels? So this one right here, this one in particular is the Marriott Bonvoy Hotel card. This is only for hotels. And since we do a lot of road trips, we've mainly done hotel cards. But I have to say, this Sapphire card right here that I mentioned earlier is more versatile, and it does do hotels and airfare as well. So if you want to have your airfare taken care of, although you might want to get a card specific to an airline so that you can get those bulk points. And then some cards let you transfer from one airline or hotel to another. So you can do these transfers. You just got to make sure that it's really worth it for you to do those transfers, because sometimes the cost benefit is not there. I've only used flight points, I think once or twice. And I used it with Spirit Airlines. So I was going on a business trip and I needed to book this anyway. And they had a card and I could get 15,000 points or something like that. Maybe it was 30,000. I can't remember. And so I was like, all right, Spirit, we're going to try this out here. And let's just say I'm glad I got the points, glad I had the experience, but Spirit Airlines, I will probably not fly again unless it was like They were like hooking it up for us somehow because we got trapped in an airport because of flight delays and all kinds of mess. So, not a huge fan of those budget airlines. Now, I got to say that our first dabble into the travel hacking thing was with Choice Hotels. That's like your comfort suites, your sleep ins, and all that type of stuff. I just wanted to kind of get a feel for it. We were just gotten out of debt. This is 2016. It's probably actually going to be a video that I'm going to talk about coming up here soon, doing a cost of breakdown video for you guys. But it was this card right here, the Choice Privilege. I don't use it anymore, although after I got this card, I signed Krista up for a card as well with this particular one. So we actually have two of these. And we use this because Choice Hotels are they're good because they have free breakfast. It's a quick, place to stop if you need to stop and eat something or sleep, I should say. And the point value, actually, we got quite a bit of stays out of the points that we got because we usually, like I said, we stay sometimes on the outskirts of the city where the points are not as high. You don't have to pay as much in points for that. And Choice Hotels back in the day, whenever we were doing this, before we were doing travel hacking stuff, that's just kind of one of the ones that we went to. That and La Quinta, because they're like $100, right? They're not that expensive. And so that's kind of where we started. Like we were taking this trip and I saw their flyer for it or whatever. And I was like, I want to try this travel hacking thing because I've heard about it. Let's get this thing and see what happens. And lo and behold, it worked out for us. Fantastic. And so right now, our go-to cards, let's say, for this trip that we're planning, let me say it that way. For this trip that we're planning, the cards that we're using the most are the Marriott because this is our go-to card that we use for everyday expenses. So there's lots of points on there that we can use. And I use this one for business expenses, the Sapphire one. And after seeing my buddy David use this one, tell me about it and talk to me about it, it's my kind of number one go-to. This one, I have like some reoccurring expenses that I put on these cards and they automatically get paid. That's another thing, another hack that I have for you guys so that you do not get interest on these cards and you make sure that they are paid off every single month is you can set these things up on auto pay. There's a button you can click on the website that says just automatically pay this card every single month. And then you don't even have to think about it. And that's exactly what I do with this card and the Hilton card right here. So I just have these small recurring expenses because I don't want to lose points. Sometimes if you go so long without using the card, they just cancel out everything. So I put like a bill that's like $10 on this card. And I just click the button to say automatically pay it. And so that way that gets paid off every single month. I'm still collecting the points and I still get my hotel rooms. Same thing with this one right here, this IHG. I believe we have our phone bill on this one. So we pay our phone bill every month using a card. We get the points. It gets automatically paid. And then we can travel on that. The only one that I don't think I've set up anything with is the latest one, the World of Hyatt card. This is the card that I actually use. The road trip that y'all are currently watching on YouTube, the one where we're going to all the national parks. Whenever I was talking about Apple Pay, this is a great story, actually. Whenever y'all in the video, I don't know if y'all hear me every time, but I always ask the clerk, do you guys have Apple Pay? Because I didn't get this card in time, but I knew that I wanted to use it so that I could collect points because I knew that we were going to be spending a lot of money on this trip. And so I set up Apple Pay on my phone with this card. And so I was able to still get those points with all of the expenses that we were incurring without having this card present. And so that was a big help. Otherwise, if I wasn't able to use Apple Pay there, went to my trusty one, the Sapphire right here, and that one worked out great. So definitely utilize Apple Pay if you don't want it to manage all these types of cards. And there's a great website out there. I think I've written about it before. It's called Award Wallet. And it lets you be able to kind of track all of these cards that you get, how many points are on them, when they're going to expire, all that type of stuff. So I would definitely recommend if you're interested in doing this type of stuff so that you can cut down on your hotel costs. go and sign up for. I think it's free, or most of it's free, and then you can pay for like some advanced features or whatever. But that is how we cut the cost on hotels. But like I said, for this trip, this particular one, uh, Krista's work covered it, so we didn't have that expense for hotels. But if we did, points is how I would have covered that. So if you guys found this valuable, I definitely appreciate you hitting subscribe or follow wherever you're watching this on. And as always, that thumbs up is very much appreciated. If you guys smash that thumbs up button for us, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're watching this at, that just helps to get this message out, because we're all about getting our families out there so that they can build stronger family bonds. But we don't want to go into debt with this, because financial issues are the reason that a lot of couples get divorced these days. And I hate seeing that, and I don't want to promote that. And so, if there's a way that I can get you guys to take trips to build these bonds with your families and your kids without going into debt, that is my goal here. And so, hopefully, I have inspired you guys to be able to realize that you can do these trips very inexpensively if you just kind of think outside the box a little bit. Actually, our next how much video is going to be a road trip that we took that was 23 days long. And in that road trip the video, whenever we come back for the live stream, I want to discuss how we did that trip so inexpensively. And hopefully, I can kind of guide you guys and get you guys to think outside the box a little bit about different ways that you can save money on these types of trips. Because, like I said, I want you guys to, for what I want for my kids, I want to be able to get out there and experience the world with them. I think kids learn and grow so much through travel. Even as adults, we grow and learn so much through travel, because just the finding out the logistics of like how to go from A to B, how to find a hotel room, what to look for, what's good neighborhoods, bad neighborhoods, all that type of stuff. That is all a lot of intuition that goes into that I want to help you guys try and figure out with our videos here. So hopefully we can get you guys going there. Listen, we got Go Trains Go in the house. I see you down in the comments below. It is Logan from Go Trains Go. Dude, I think you're going to love one of our upcoming videos on this current road trip that we're on, because we took a train somewhere. It was my first time riding a train, and I was just so excited. And I thought about you as I was riding the train. Hey, and we have Cameron here. How's it going, Cameron? That's my wife's nephew, I guess is what you would be. Thank you for coming in, Cameron. Definitely appreciate it. But we had such a great time on this trip in Vegas, and I am kind of floored that we were able to keep it right at $1,000. That was pretty amazing, and it was definitely a feat. So make sure to stay tuned, click the subscribe button and all those things so that you guys can come to the next live stream where we're going to discuss that 23-day road trip. If I'm not mistaken, I already have a video up on the channel to where you can click to set a reminder for it. We have that video, and then after that, we're doing Louisiana, because we took a trip, a small little day trip. It wasn't a day trip. It was a little bit more than a day. It was a couple day trip. And so I'll show you guys a little bit about Louisiana, because that's where we're from. And I can definitely talk to you guys about that and really give you guys some insight if y'all are interested in coming to. Are you guys coming to Louisiana? Let me know. Cameron asks, how am I? How are you? I'm doing great, Cameron. How are you? How have you guys been? We've been, traveling, planning our travels for this summer. I'm trying to get all these videos edited that I have planned for this coming trip that we're going to do. Actually, we have another trip. A little inside secret here. Y'all want another secret? We have a trip coming that is around Easter. That's coming up in like this month. That's this month. Today's April 1st. Holy bejesus. So we have a trip planned for the day after Easter. Like Easter's gonna happen, and then the next day, boom, we are going on this trip. And y'all want to know where? Should I tell y'all? Should I tell y'all where? I don't know if I should. I've never been there before. I've been to the state before, so it's not going to be a new state for us. Um, so that is going to be exciting. Should I tell you guys? Y'all want to know? Y'all want to know? So we went to the same state. Uh, I guess it'd be very recently for you guys because those videos were delayed quite a bit. It was in Texas. So we're going to be going back to Texas, and it's along the coast. We've already been to Galveston though, so it's not Galveston. So keep thinking further. Keep going further. We've never been there, and there's a national seashore there as well. Look, let me get out my trusty map. If you guys don't have one of these maps, man, this map has made all the difference for us whenever we come to planning our travels. I need to do a video. I need to do a live stream of how we plan our travels because it's they're pretty in depth especially whenever we do these big road trips. But we decide on a place that we want to go, and for Easter we couldn't go very far because it's just a week out. And so since it's just a week, we don't want to spend all of our time driving. So we decide how long can we drive with 3 kids, right? Yes, I am excited. And so excited. And so we look at a map and we kind of decide, okay, we can go maybe 6, maybe 7 hours or so to be able to get there, depending on how much time we have. And so we were looking at a map and we look at what is available near where we are, which we're here down in South Louisiana. Where can we go? Right along here, maybe coming up through here. And that's why we kind of do a lot in the Texas, Mississippi, Florida, Arkansas type of areas. And so we were looking at our map and we found that this is actually a national seashore right here. Can y'all read that? Padre Island National Seashore. And so we were like, oh, well, what is around there? Like, what's the big city around there? Where can we go? And Corpus Christi is right there by North Padre Island. And so we are so excited to be able to go there. But y'all aren't going to see that for a while because this road trip that we're currently uploading videos for is super long. Like, that might take us till August or September. I'm still editing those videos. It's been so intense, but so fun. So hopefully you guys are enjoying those videos, and the budget for that is going to be intense. So subscribe and follow if you guys want to see more of that, or if you want to come for the breakdown videos. Subscribe to the newsletter right here at LaneVids.com/newsletter. I'll just send you out an email whenever we go live so that we can chat about all this type of stuff. So thank you again, you guys, for coming. Definitely appreciate you guys coming and chatting with me, hanging out with me. If you guys, this is for the replay, but if you guys want to see the previous video that we did of me talking to you guys about how much this cost, I'm going to put that right there on the screen. Or if you want to see these Las Vegas vlogs in full, I'm going to put that right there on the screen. You guys go and click those videos. I'm going to see y'all in those videos. Thank y'all for watching, and go travel somewhere. All right, guys, that was the meat of the content. I'm going to go back and edit this part out right here. But if you guys care to chat or have any extra questions for me about anything, I will give you guys a few minutes just to put in some questions that you might have for me. If not, excuse me, I'm going to go because I got to go and pick up my son. You might be going to Louisiana this summer. Cameron, where are you at right now, Cameron? I thought you were still in Louisiana. Are you not in Louisiana anymore? Excuse me. So I'm super excited about all the stuff that I'm editing right now. It's taken me forever, but it's so good. Hopefully you guys are liking the videos. I need to upload these videos also to Facebook and Instagram and all that type of stuff. So, where do I live? We're in Louisiana, Cameron. We're still in Lafayette. Where are you at? Where are you at? From the front to back, and if you're feeling that, da 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 da. Fort Smith, Arkansas. Oh, okay, cool. I've actually been to Fort Smith before. Whenever we lived in Oklahoma, we lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I had a friend who was a storm chaser. He'd go and chase tornadoes. And one day, I think we had just finished a film shoot, if I'm not mistaken. He was like, "Hey, you want to go on a storm chase? There's some storms around here." And I was like, "Oh yeah, this sounds awesome." And so we got in the car and we just started driving. I had no clue where we were going, and we went all the way from Tulsa, Oklahoma, to Fort Smith, Arkansas, trying to chase this storm. And we didn't end up seeing it, which kind of sucks because I was really looking forward to that, to seeing a tornado. I don't think I've ever seen a tornado before. I know on the water, like I went fishing out in the Gulf of Mexico one time, and uh, they had those. It's a water spout, is what it is, but it looks like a water tornado, which are super cool, by the way. Um, that's probably the closest thing that I've seen to a tornado. So Fort Smith is about 2 hours from Tulsa. It's an hour and 53 minutes. So I didn't even realize that we were going that far whenever my friend was like, "Hey, let's go storm chasing." I'm like, "Okay, I don't know when I need to be home." I just looked it up on the old Google right there. So, needless to say, I saw Fort Smith at night because we were chasing that storm at night. So, all righty. Doesn't look like we have any more questions. Thank you again, you guys, for coming. Definitely appreciate y'all. And I will see y'all in the next one, which, oh, wait, I have a date for you guys. Let me find my calendar. Although it's already up on the channel, it'll show you the date that's on the video. But if you guys want to add it to your calendar, look at how organized I am. Let's see. We need to flip back. We are in April right now. April 22nd. We're going to be doing our next live stream. And that was for a road trip that we took to Oklahoma and Arkansas. So if you guys want to see that, make sure to click click the buttons, click all the things, or join the newsletter so I can send you guys out emails about that. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching, and I appreciate you guys so much. Bye.